Hello, hello. We are in Chinatown, downtown LA, and today we are shooting photos for the new Los Angeles FC secondary away kit. And it's a white jersey with gold accents, and I think this area is just a perfect fit to get some really cool photos. Setting up for this piece together photo where we'll composite 3 or 4 different pictures to get the final image here. And the reason you want to use a tripod is so you have the exact same framing for every image, because if you don't, it's difficult to piece together a composite. And you're going to want to shoot at a higher aperture to make sure everything's in focus. So I'm going to shoot at like a 5.6. I'll have you just like at different spots. I think where you're at is good for one of them, and then maybe just a slightly different pose at each one. Cool, and we'll go ahead and take first few of that right before going up the last set, and just like a couple stairs down, because this is like the edge. Yeah, right there. Cool. The last one, maybe just like right in the front here. And then I can show you. Take a little that way. Perfect. Yeah, I like the lean. Cool, I think we're good. There's one, then you'll be there, right there. Could we do one where you're like closer to the first step there?
Yeah.
And
so
then,
like halfway up, not quite all the way up.
Exactly.
Okay.
Maybe do one where you're like leaning back onto it. Crushed it. Hey, let's go.
Then we went into Chinatown itself to get some fun movement shots to really showcase the beauty and dynamicness of the decoration and architecture of Chinatown. And one of my favorite things here is to play around with direct sunlight, because I think it can be so beautiful to use your natural light and you lean into the shadows and highlights of the image just to really give that real feel. And as we continued to walk around, there was this beautiful graffiti wall. Try out the daytime flash. Daytime flash is one of my favorite things to do because I think it can be a nice high fashion editorial look. And the key here is to play around with the flash at different powers to get the right look for the environment. And we did various poses here to see what looked best within that world. I'm really stoked on how these ones turned out. Finishing up here on some direct sunlight, and don't be afraid to use creative angles. Here we had her at 16 mil and with a distorted angle of shooting upwards to create a really unique and cool perspective.
So in between these 2 white columns, like in the middle of those, this is crazy because it's like you never think something like this would be open, and it's super cool. Well, I'm gonna come in and do some flash with this. You're like very blurry there,
sick.
but like I think it could be cool just to have the textural. I think the only thing then, I'm gonna put on the telephoto lens on, see if we can get some view still, and then the movement, because that'll look cool. So what we're doing here is we're using a 70 to 180, a slow shutter shot of her standing in the middle of everyone. I'm gonna take a few more, but I wanted to show you. It's gonna be like,
Wait, so sick.
yeah. Yeah, these are.
Wait, so good.
So that's like,
I love that.
I think we got it, yeah.
Nailed it.
So with this, you just do very subtle movement with the camera because of the slow shutter.
Yeah.
Different photos. And I'm gonna do a little bit more blur, but you gotta just experiment with the light here. Cool. And then I'm gonna do one more. Here we go. Yeah, stuff like this is cool. There's like some ghosting and stuff.
Yeah. How still do I have to stand? Like very still, right?
Relatively, yeah. Yeah. But you can like change poses and then just hold it. Yeah. The flash might be bright on you, but great. So we just did a 4 to 8 picture story set for the new Los Angeles FC 2025 secondary kits. The first image was on the stair set back here where I'm compositing 3 to 4 different poses that I had Kelsey do with also the train passing by, and it's gonna be in one main one. We walked around Chinatown and did some different editorial fashion type vibes with flash and without flash. Then we went to Grand Central Station, and there's some really cool neon lights there, and we did some slow shutter to try to like freeze frame her as the subject and have people walking past her for like a long exposure type effect. And then also with flash, I pulled it out to try to use the neons to have light streaks. just really getting creative with it, because I think the cool thing about having creative shoots like this is you can really test out what you want to shoot. I think it's a good opportunity to go outside the box of what you normally would, whether it's with client work or even with friends, just like test some things. Some things won't work. It was a really quick shoot that you don't have to shoot all day to get these images. If you have pre-production is so important when it comes to stuff like this. Because if you create a mood board, like a location, scout and everything like that, you can come in and execute on the vision, reference these different images. There will be times where you get more creative, of course, if you see something in the moment with a certain goal when you have a 4 to 8 image story set. I had one of my friends, Norbert, come along today to do behind the scenes, so I appreciate him. And that's another cool thing is like pull on like your creative community, but also just show up for each other so you can do cool things like this. Thank you for taking time out of your day. You could have been doing anything, and I appreciate you.